Hello everyone, happy Monday. Glad to have you back on the channel. I know it's been a while. Thanks for being patient with me. Thanks for showing me love. Thanks for showing me your good energy, your good vibes. If you haven't already, you guys, like I've been saying, I just have to get this out of the way real quick. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos if you want to see more weekly content, more weekly updates of this spiritual channel. So thank you. Welcome to Sacred Euphoric Illumination. For those of you who are new, welcome. Nice to have you here. Always love to see new people arrive and love to give advice to all of you that are in need. So, I did a collective poll. So, today we're going to be doing a collective poll just to get the week started. Just some inspiration and guided messages from our spirits and ancestors to help us kind of illuminate what needs to be discovered this week. So we'll hop right into it. I'm not going to do several different piles, although we are going to do a full in-depth reading for you guys today. But since I don't have as many subscribers as of yet anyway right now, we're just going to stick to like a collective pull of the energies and what you guys need to hear at this time, okay? So I did draw some of the, these are the cards that I could not remember for the life of me, you guys. I don't know why, because it's like the easiest name ever. It's the Shaman Dream Oracle, okay? If you guys are interested, by Alberto Villoldo and Colette Baron Reed, okay? So you can get these on Amazon. They're absolutely stunning. They've been out for like a month or two now. So they're an oracle deck. I pulled some of these, and you guys, the imagery is absolutely stunning, as well as the messages are very insightful and helpful. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I did pull 5 of these cards for us to get the week started out. So we'll just hop right into this and go from there. So the first card I did get, and let me just show you the imagery really quick. I mean, my camera does not do the colors of this justice. My camera does kind of wash out a lot of the colors, but it's called Dream Thief, Refusal of the Call. It's a 13, which breaks down to a 4, which is a very stable number. Okay, 4s are all about stability, gaining new knowledge, having that foundation to go further. 4s are in numerology are very persistent. You might be a life path for yourself. If you guys haven't already, if you don't know your numerology and you're interested, I would recommend checking out numerologist.com. And it's a free site. I think like to get a more in-depth reading, you do have to pay, but they'll tell you your life path number, your destiny number, and all these different numbers that help you determine. I think it gives you 3 different numbers: your life path, your destiny, and your like fulfillment number or something like that. And it talks about different ways of how those numbers influence you and how impactful they are, based off of your date of birth as well as your name. So go check that out, guys, if you haven't already. Numerologist.com. You'll get an in-depth reading, and it's very, very accurate. Okay, I actually found out about it through Tyrese's page. I know that's so funny, right? But he's like, I'm not sponsoring this. Like, he was mind blown by it. So go check it out if you haven't already, okay? Even Tyrese thinks it's awesome, so there you go. Okay, so this card talks about in what way are we not maybe showing up for our destiny. There's, the Dream Thief can talk about our comfortability with the status quo, things staying the same, us not wanting to branch out even though we know we should, not taking upon ourselves to get new information, get new observations, learn new things, that type of thing, fulfill our destiny, so to speak. So something to ponder on. Maybe there's some, even it could be as simply as like some newly needed routine habits that need adjusting, waking up earlier, that type of thing that could really help our schedules and ourselves with some new ways of being that we want to integrate, and we just haven't fully answered the call, as in answered the alarm clock, you know what I mean, that type of thing. So something to keep in mind there. So that was the first message for you guys. The second message, oh my gosh, you guys, look at this card. It's so stunning. I mean, the colors, I can't, this camera does not do these cards justice because the colors are so incredibly beautiful. You can get the gist of it though. There's like this little heart up here, the birds, okay? So, yeah, this is just such a sacred card to me. So this talks about rest and renewal. So your soul, and I'm not even getting this so much on a physical sense. I'm talking about a spiritual sense. We do have a 25 here, which breaks down to a 7 in numerology. That's all about spirituality. That's all about kind of going beyond the realm of the here and now, right? And I think this is what you're being called to do right now. Really listen to your soul, tune into what your soul needs, and your soul is actually longing for rest and renewal, meaning that if you're carrying any emotional baggage, any worry, any concern, any um, distress, that type of thing. And I know it's easier said than done, but this is asking you to allow yourself to breathe, okay? Allow yourself to relax. Allow yourself to just be in the space of being content and loving yourself and just letting things go. I had to take a breath on that one. Wow. And of course, being outside, this is such a cool card, you guys. There's so much symbolism I'm gathering from this, a lot of magic, just seeing the magic of life and embracing your inner magic that you hold, okay? Embracing your power, being at peace with yourself is a big message coming through. So, and the Garden of Venus, we already know that Venus is all about, that beauty and that love and that just everything good, divine. I mean, this card is so divine to me. So, recognizing your divinity and being at peace with your soul, recognizing yourself at a soul level and just seeing how beautiful you are at a soul level. Very important. Okay, and then the next card we have was a Magician's Sword, and it says confidence in your magic. All right, we do have a 37, which breaks down to a 10 in numerology, which is essentially a 1. Ones are all about new beginnings, and ones are all about creativity, vitality, that type of thing. So, I love this because in this card, the definition of this card, this is kind of like an Ace of Swords in, tarot, but in this card specifically, it definitely refers more to the aspect of, finding your magic. Again, just like kind of we were talking about that prior card, but this one's more about cutting away old things, old beliefs that no longer serve our soul, old ways of being, old ways of attaching ourselves to a story that no longer suits who we are anymore. Just clearing out the old, cutting it out, cutting ties with people, things, beliefs that no longer serve us, and coming into our new spirit and our spirit's way of connecting to us. Okay, so that's huge. And this one just goes so beautifully. It ties in so, like, the correlation of these cards, you guys, it's like they tell a story and it's so beautiful. So this goes right into the me talks. Repairing the mind, body, and spirit, okay? So this is a call to your soul, again, and to your body, right? Because they're connected. The mind, body, and soul. We have to heal all 3 aspects of those in order to be our best selves, our higher selves, and be able to serve the Lord or however you want to believe it, to be at our highest potential with our power of, source, universe, God, angels. It's all about repairing ourselves and nurturing ourselves, parenting ourselves. Um, and this also talks about, getting rid of those negative beliefs. See how we have those bubbles. I don't know if you can see them, but there's like these bubbles, and they could be, negative belief patterns, things like that, that are holding us back from really replenishing us, of our just renewing ourselves essentially. So this is calling you, especially directed more to, the body, and eating healthy, okay? Making sure that we're putting into our body what is going to be beneficial for us long term. And it also talks about us being able to operate at a higher capacity because of which, and this is all thinking about like the long term, right? How these things impact us long term. Eating something unhealthy might not have too much of an effect on us. It could, our bodies could be uncomfortable or whatever. But then if we're thinking about long term, how that affects us, it can have some significant impacts, right? And I read something once with health, and I loved it so much, and it was so powerful to me. And it said, consumption without intention is waste. And I was like, whoa, like floored with like, I'm going to remember that forever because it was so intensely powerful. And it's so true, while our bodies can um, take what they need, try to take the best of a bad situation. Our bodies are pretty resilient in that, like, if we're giving it crap food, it can try to take what sources it needs, and then the rest is waste. But essentially, if we're just giving it waste, there's not much it can you know resonate with, or latch onto, that's going to be beneficial for our bodies. And that's why we talk about long term, it can have some damaging effects, right? Just like, our bodies at a cellular level, when we're taking in certain things, that's impacting us at a cellular level with the energies that we're, constantly nourishing ourselves with. So if it's going to be toxic toxins that we're, constantly putting in our body, that's going to impact us at a cellular level. Therefore, we're going to be operating at a lower vibration, even because we're taking on a lower vibration of foods, essentially. So everything that we do impacts us, and we have so much power. And I think we forget that, mind, body, and soul. Let's talk about like the full replenishment, the full renewal, and how that can be beneficial for us. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm not perfect. I know that these messages are for me too. So we're in this together, but I just wanted to give you guys these reminders, as they were something that the collective needed today, okay? And the last card we have is Stars in the Sky, Limitless Possibility. Look at this, you guys. I mean, who doesn't love stars in the sky? This is a 51 in numerology, which breaks down to a 6. That is my life path number. Sixes are all about like karmic connections, stability, harmonious connectivity, yeah, nurturing, that type of thing. So I love thinking about the stars, and I don't know if you guys feel this way as well, but anytime I'm outside and I look at the stars, it automatically like shifts me to such a different like degree of like I almost feel like I'm like out of my body for a second. Like, I know that sounds weird, but it's so like significant in how we understand things. I feel like my perception changes drastically just by looking at the stars. I know that sounds crazy, but they're so magical. You know what I mean? And they're so, when you say limitless possibility, opening ourselves up to even just looking at the stars, recognizing how they are significant in our life and how much they have gone through and been through, and how much we can like resonate with their magic, and how much we can make wishes with them, and how much we can, be in sync with them. And they talk about, shooting stars and all these wonderful things. They just kind of show us like what can be illuminated when it's dark, what can be illuminated when, we don't think that there's possibilities. Like if it's the daytime and we're thinking, oh, there's the sun, oh, there's the clouds, the sky, we don't see the stars, right? We're not in recognition of that. It's like, oh yeah, that's all there is. But then when the nighttime opens up and the darker it gets and the further away we get from the cities, all of a sudden we don't just see like the few stars that we can see here in the city. We see all of the stars that are there, and it's like, holy crap, like this is what I was missing out on. And I feel like this is kind of like what that card's referring to. Like, how open are we going to be to present ourselves to these situations where we can actually see the potential, see the possibilities, see what's there for us that might not always be just right directly in our sight, right? So I just love that. And stars are just so magical, you guys. Gee, that makes me want to go camping, go out and see some good stars. It's so hard to see them here in the city. I'm sure you guys can relate. So Anyway, those are our messages. So don't forget your potential. Don't forget the potential that's open to you guys. Um, try to cut away those beliefs that no longer serve you. Try to do something that makes you uncomfortable this week, even if it's just something minor. Like, if, say, for instance, if you're shy like me, try to say hi to a stranger. Try to open yourself up more to just changes and to being in touch with your higher self. Make a conscious decision to eat a healthy meal at least once a day, something to that extent. You guys know what I mean? Um, I'm currently in the process of trying to change my negative beliefs and the negative mindset that I've had for such a long time and integrate more positive thoughts and positive thinking and catch myself when I am thinking negatively, to turn that around. So just an example. And that can be really, really challenging, especially when we replay the same thoughts in our heads over and over and over, which a lot of people do. And a lot of people don't know that. Like 90% of our thoughts are just repeat day after day after day after day. So unless we make a conscience, decision to make those changes, they might not happen. Or unless we're open to new changes and possibilities in our lives with new experiences, new ways of being, we're not going to see a whole lot of change. And they talk about that. That's why they say the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And so it can be really hard to break free from that perspective. And it's easy to see how we can get caught up in that way of being, because it's like, this is what's comfortable. This is what I know. This is what has worked in the past, right? So it has to work for me now, which is, something that we can kind of fall back to when we feel threatened or we feel scared of new things happening. But it's important to remember that we are here to experience. We're here to live. We're here to have these new ways of, just developing ourselves. And why not make it more of a fun experience for ourselves instead of, I think, by limiting ourselves, what we forget is that we're making it, oops, sorry. Gosh, I always do that, you guys. Sorry. By limiting ourselves, we're making it a less fun experience than it could be if we just open ourselves up to possibilities and open ourselves up to, you know, understanding that we're supported. And that's another thing, with the angels and with guides and with spirit. Sorry, there's a lot that wants to come through today. We have free will, right? As people, we have our choices. We can make them. And I think something that's important to tell you guys, something that you might not know, something you may know, either way, is our angels are always there to help us. And if you believe in your guardian angels, and trust me, they exist. I promise you they do. Yeah, my life is just a big testament to that, honestly. Like, if you want to know why my life has shifted and why I've created so much magic in my life, it's due to my angels, okay? So, but what we do have to do if we want their assistance, because we have free will and because our angels and guides are so respectful of that, we have to ask them to help serve us in the best possible form, or to come through as an unconditional loving source for us, so we can show up in our highest and most authentic selves, okay? So it's something we actually have to ask them for permission on, or like, I give you permission, angels, to intervene on any aspect of my life that's not in full alignment with where I need to be. Like, please help me, please guide me, that type of thing. All we have to do is ask them, stay in touch with them, communicate with them, obviously be grateful for them. But we do have to ask, because if we're just hoping and wishing that they would intervene without any type of communication, that's not going to work. They're just like us in that they want to communicate. They want to be there for us. They want to support us. They want to talk to us. But all we have to do is ask, okay? But make sure you're not just asking, like, do this for me, do that for me. We want to have a relationship with them, obviously. We want to have full-on communications with them. We want to be able to speak to them and just be in resonance with them, yeah? Okay. Ooh, open up your heart. Oh my gosh, rose quartz. I love rose quartz. Okay, it's such a gentle, gentle, loving, 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 loving stone. Sorry, I didn't even tell you guys what we're doing. We're moving on to the daily inspiration crystals, of course, obviously. No, that's where we're at. I have a rose quartz. I'm actually wearing it. I had my son wear it, but he didn't want to wear it anymore, so now I'm wearing it. They say that rose quartz can help open up your heart. So if you guys get a necklace, they even make them for guys. Um, that will help open up your heart, or if you even just want to buy a stone and like hold it over your heart, that will really help. I'm being called to read the guidebook because I don't think I've read the guidebook for this one, but quartz, is notorious for being a stone of love and being a stone of unconditional love and gentle love at that. So let's see what the book also has to say. Remember your first love. It should be you. Embrace radical, unconditional self-love. This will guide you to a place of understanding, patience, joy, and joy, which you can share with others. By embracing unconditional love for yourself, you open your heart to receiving the kind of love you need and deserve from others. So go ahead, fall head over heels in love with yourself. Only then will you be able to express that level of true love with someone else. You guys, this is so beautiful. And I do have to say, I completely understand this. And when I heard the lyrics of Big Sean's song Single Again, it was actually right as I was going through my divorce, and it was like the most brilliant song I needed to hear in my life at that time, because he has a line and it just hit me so hard. And he talks about looking for the love in someone else that I probably should have given to myself, cycles that I need to break in myself. And if I'm alone, I'm second to no one else. Oh, I love that song. Anyway, so it just hit so hard because throughout my life, you guys, I'm just going to open up and share something with you real quick. Sorry, I'm just going on a tangent today. I'm in a talking mood, I guess. Sorry. But this one, so opening up your heart, that's what I'm actually in the process of doing. So don't feel bad if you don't feel like you love yourself unconditionally. I feel like it's a process. I feel like it's an ongoing thing. Being happy with yourself, loving yourself, it's a really difficult thing. And I used to always, even when I was little, I would always, always, always be giving my love away. Just give it away, give it away, give it away. Like, who wants my love? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Like, going above and beyond, trying way too hard to please everyone else, trying way too hard to be there for others, only to end up being taken advantage of because I wasn't respecting myself on the same level of, like, yes, I'm giving this love away. Yes, that's a very nice thing to do. However, why am I doing that? You know what I mean? And part of it was I have so much love to give to everyone in general, but I wasn't giving that love to myself. And now I'm still giving that love to everyone, but I'm also giving it to myself. And we have to give it to ourselves first. You have to fill your cup up first before you can give it to anyone else, right? Or before you can receive the love that you deserve, because you're going to attract people who don't love you like they should, because you're not loving yourself like you should, right? If you're not in that alignment. And I'm still working on that. It's a very difficult thing. It's not an easy thing, okay? So I understand that. And now that I am like nourishing my cup and filling myself with that love, even some of it is like, I'm so in love with myself because I'm like, wow, I'm really capable of a lot of love, and I'm really capable of like so much nourishment and so much like healing within just myself alone, so I can give to others that way too. And then you are going to attract people that love you on that same frequency. You're not going to be attracting people that just are in need of your love or just taking advantage of you. You're going to attract people that actually want to give you that same love from that authenticity, and people that are healed themselves with how they love themselves. So it's not like a codependent type of relationship, if that makes sense. So healing that codependency, loving yourself first, huge. Huge, huge, huge. Easier said than done always, but you can do just little acts a day to show yourself that love and fill yourself up, giving yourself baths, giving yourself any type of self-love, really. telling yourself you look bad in the mirror, whatever it is, buying yourself something nice, treating yourself, spending some time, getting a massage, that type of thing. Um, Anything that can help you really is going to make a huge difference. Okay, so the next card we have is Red Jasper. Take action. Ooh, that's so pretty. I'm going to read this one too. I'm sorry, you guys. I know this is a little unprofessional that I'm reading these as we go, but motivate yourself to take action, even with the most tedious tasks on your to-do list. Getting it started is half the battle, but you have to be dedicated. Set realistic goals for yourself. Stay on track. Okay, so what types of things are we procrastinating? What can we do to maybe get those things accomplished? What are we putting off? I know I can be a master procrastinator myself, so I understand. This is some perfect Monday motivation, right? Like, what bills do we need to pay? What calls do we need to make? What action do we need to take to get ourselves in alignment with not having to stress and worry? Because I know that for me, I can just put these things off, but then like I think what we forget, like, oh, we think it's easier in the moment, and it can be, right? Because we don't have to make that call we don't want to make. But long term, that's just causing us more stress because we have it in the back of our mind, like, oh, I know I need to pay this bill, or oh, I know that I have this debt that's lingering over me, or oh, I know I need to get this done, and I'm just not, stuff like that that's just lingering over, and that just causes extra daily stress for us that we don't necessarily need, but that we put on ourselves because we just think it's easier to not take action when in fact it's harder, right? Okay, yeah, an angel or a quartz, lighten up. Okay, so, you know, maybe we are too stressed lately. Maybe we are feeling a little overburdened by life's demands, and it's so easy to get caught up in the stress of life and the demands of life, and I totally understand. I'm someone who gets easily overwhelmed, honestly. I really do. It's almost like ridiculous how easily overwhelmed I am. So I love that this talks about, just embracing the fun parts of life, embracing, just what life is and the experiences that we're here to have, and just enjoying the moment to moment, not getting too overburdened by life's demands or requests, and lightening up, speaking to our angels, maybe even asking the angels to help you. If you're feeling overburdened, go outside, take a walk. Deep breathing is so incredibly healing, you guys. Just getting in touch with your higher self. Oh, okay. I was going to pull another one. The angels are like, please stop. Okay, angels, you got it. So now we're going to pull from some of our tarot cards. Just get like an overall general energy. And then we'll give you guys some self-love oracles because I'm feeling called to pull those. Those are in my drawer over there. So bear with me on that last part. But for now, we're just going to pull some tarot cards for you guys. Some Monday motivation. Hope everyone's doing well. Love you guys. Sorry, I'm shuffling, I promise. Sometimes it takes longer than we want. Okay, so this is the Temperance card, okay? So this is talking about balancing, divine timing, being in tune with ourselves, being in tune with our soul, balancing all of the hard efforts that we're putting in, along with, that self-renewal, that self-reflection, that self-love can be really beneficial. And this always reminds me of, like, not only divine timing, but like we have the time to balance things out more than we think. Sometimes when we get overwhelmed, I know for me, I'm like, I don't have time to do this all. How am I supposed to have time to do it all? There is time. It's all about making that time, finding that balance, and finding what's best for you, whether that's waking up an hour earlier so you can get in your specific practices that you need. There's always time. It's just sometimes we have to make maybe like just one slight adjustment to ensure that we have that time for ourselves, or have those changes met on those daily little tweaks that we can do to long term, create a major difference. Okay. guys. Why do we have the sun reversed? I think you guys are feeling a little down this week. Picking up on some sad energy right now, and that makes me sad. Ooh, but there will be clarity, okay? I'm sensing this is going to come up towards the end of the week, okay? I love this card. Everybody talks about this as like such a sexual card, but I don't really read it that way, especially with these palms in the back. This is like a divine insight in my mind, and usually something that we're struck with as like an idea from the divine, a creative source of inspiration from the divine, something to that regard, and being outside, and even maybe while you're praying, and being open and receptive to see how the hands are out, being receptive to receiving those ideas. Again, asking your angels if it's something that they can provide for you would be very crucial, okay? So I love that. Let's see what other messages that we have. Planning. Are you guys planning something? Or planning maybe a trip or something? Okay, yeah, letting go of ties to any toxic behaviors that we have, like self-sabotaging behaviors that we might be holding on to, releasing those, okay? Releasing any fears, any doubts, any negative ways of being, any negative relationships in our lives. Let those go. Mommy will be right there, baby. Sorry, guys. I'm doing this all on my own. All on my own. So bear with me. Okay.